Good morning. Welcome back. It is Thursday. As we talked about the other day in our flea market find / retail find video, we picked up the box of 2022 Panini Score football cards. We're going to go ahead and rip that one open today. Since we are deep in the trenches of the NFL playoffs, figure this would be as good a time as any to go ahead and get this box ripped. You see Matthew Stafford there as our cover athlete. 132 cards inside. See what we have here. Looks like, of course, we're not going to focus real well, but be that as it may. Find parallels, including one blaster exclusive numbered parallel. Look for blaster exclusive gold parallels. And I apologize for this camera not focusing real well. It's just how this thing likes to act sometimes. Even though we might have something real close, it'll look at the stuff in the background and just start going silly. So Panini, once again, we brag about them on our racing videos. They do a nice job with the wrappers. There's more of the information. So we will get ripping here. Hopefully we can pull some good stuff. And how about that? First pack right out of the gate, we start off with our cover athlete, Matthew Stafford. And I'm not going to go through and say all these names. Jerry Rice, I'll take that one, Hall of Famer. Like I say, I'm not going to go through and go over names, because one, I will butcher them, and two, you guys can see them just as clearly as I can. I remember Donovan McNabb from back in the day. Josh Allen. Used to use Brandon Cooks a few times on some of my fantasy teams, which actually did good this year in the fantasy league I was invited in. Ended up playing in the final game and lost in the final game. There's future Hall of Famer Tom Brady. What's he got? 6 rings, I believe. So Jim, thank you for inviting me to the participate in that league this year. Had a lot of fun. I'll gladly join your league again next year if you choose to invite me. Jordan Davis. Now we're getting into some parallels, it looks like. That may or may not be the gold. I'm not real familiar with a lot of the football inserts and parallels and so forth. So here with that sack attack. Nice little insert there. We'll put that over here in our insert pile. What do we have here? Celebration. Quarterback. And then what is that? Potential. So Justin Ross. So a lot of I like the design of these cards. Let's talk about that real quick. Very clean design. You know, brief paragraph there. Looks like a previous year stat and a career stat line. So I like those. Very clean looking cards. Go to pack number 2. Jake Plummer will start us off. Again, we'll just kind of semi-rapid fire through these. Derek Carr. Big Zeke. Ricky Williams. Definitely a lot of good names in here. A lot of names that I've never heard of. I watch football not regularly, not even semi-regularly. I try to catch a few games during the year. John Elway, obviously, 2 Super Bowls that he won there in the late 90s. I believe it was 98 and 99. Matt Ryan, Aaron Jones, Packers. Got some rookie cards here. Probably have a few good ones. If I skip somebody, let me know down in the comments. Definitely a lot of rookie cards. Raheem Mostert, not familiar with him. So we've got a few more inserts. Huddle Up. The Ravens. I always like the font, the number font on the Ravens, because it's just slightly different than the traditional You know, most of the other teams that always look like a stenciled font. There's Celebration. Then we have a Sack Attack. And what's our last card going to be? Potential. Is that Adian Hutchison. So we're not quite halfway there. Man, these are Don Panini. I'm going to give you some suggestions here. Make your Donruss Racing Blasters like this. So Sammy Watkins starts off pack 3. Again, we'll just kind of do a slow rapid fire. Odell Beckham Jr. He's kind of cooled off a little bit, I believe, in the last few years from his first few years. Not saying that he's not good. I just don't hear his name said quite as much as when he first jumped on the scene. Julio or Julio Jones. I can't remember. I can never remember the pronunciation of his name. Get our little rookie set here. Or a little stretch of rookies here. Excuse me. I feel like I'm starting to battle some sinus issues or cold. Hope I don't, but you never know. It's our, again, I believe that's our gold insert. Not real sure. Ooh, Joe Montana, first ballot. I like that. That's a nice card. Yeah, that'll be one we'll be getting sleeved here afterwards. Celebration. Another huddle up with the Bucks. Brady front and center there. And our potential is Matt Corral, Ole Miss. So I do like that you have the NFL teams, then you have the cards with the players mixed in with their collegiate teams. I do like that. John Randall starts off pack 4, so we're halfway home. Nick Bosa. I believe I've used him a time or two in my fantasy leagues in the past. Fantasy leagues are so fickle, too. You can, for me, I had a really, really good season. I kind of watched trends, kind of watched a few things, got lucky a few times. And then the last game of the year, of course, is the teams are getting in the playoffs. Teams that have clinched are kind of resting their star players. So that's kind of what bit me. So I'll have to be mindful of that next year. Michael Pittman Jr. There's Gronk. Excuse me. Washington. Yeah, it does say Commanders on there. Remember, they had a... Excuse me. I apologize if you're wearing earphones or earbuds. I could not control that cough. But I was trying to see if it said Commanders or just Washington football team on there like they had for a few years. Jalen Petrie, not sure. Garrett Wilson. We have here Celebration. Then we have Cameron Jordan. And then who is our potential going to be of? Traylon Burks. So a couple more packs to go. I get another box of these if I see them down the road. We'd start off with Anthony Barr and Jimmy G. Like I say, I'm not going to go through and name many of these players or say names. I don't know much, if anything at all, about them. There's a racing pack, of course, Hines Ward. Got a couple of his rookies from, it was 97 Bowman. There's Fred Taylor. Like I said, if this was a racing pack, I could pretty much tell you a lot about each one of those players. Aaron Rodgers, he got hurt this year. I think he wasn't with I want to say the Jets that he was with. Brandon Smith. I was listening to something on a podcast about that recently. Of course, I know it happened early in the season, but the podcast I was listening to was a little older. So it was fresh on the podcast. Again, we're in this stretch of rookies. And who knows, maybe many of these players didn't even see the field this year. Seahawks huddle up. Celebration Bears with Justin Fields. Oops. We're just losing cards everywhere. First ballot, Tony Gonzalez. And then we have a celebration with DK Metcalf. Now that one looks like it's gold. Are these cards gold as well? No, they're silver. So that is a gold. And then we have our final pack. Turn this one sideways. I don't see any thick cards. Whoa, those are bowed up something crazy. Joey Bosa starts us off. Joe Mixon. Robert Woods. I don't know how many cards are in the base set, but if I can find a couple more of these boxes, I may do a base set. A lot of the racing sets that I deal with are about 100 to 200 cards. I know the baseball sets are pretty crazy. Don't know what the basketball sets have anymore. Football sets, I think those are about 200 to 300. Maybe, I don't know. Been a while since I've really sat down and looked at those numbers as well. We have here Sky Moore. So we're back to the rookies. Don't know why I'm separating the rookies for... they should just stay in that stack. Kyler Gordon. I see the shiny card in the back. Maybe that's our numbered card. We'll have to wait and see. Trent McDuffie with the Royals. I'm sorry, Chiefs. Seen Kansas City and I was thinking Royals. Then we have potential Carson Strong. Oops. Like these to stay in their little respective stacks. Matt Judon, Sack Attack. Celebration. It's that DK Metcalf. See, that one's not gold. So, and then there you see the name. Vita Vey. And what's our number? 334 out of 399. I like that look. I think that card's very clean. I'll get that one sleeved up and put with the rest of my numbered cards. That bottom right corner's a little bit curled up, but that happens with these. Oh, probably my favorite card of this whole batch. If you watch our racing stuff, you know we do a card of the day. And typically the numbered cards or the hit cards will win. And I'm going to pull these off camera so I can look at them up close. I don't know why I'm having a difficult time finding that one card, because it should be in this stack. There we go. But my personal favorite card of the day, easily the Joe Montana first ballot. I think that's a very nice looking card. I like that set. Like that you have the player in the back during their playing days, in the front during their Hall of Fame days. So for me, it's just a nice looking card. Like the numbered card, like those yellow ones, like the rookies. Very fun set. If I can find maybe a couple more of these boxes, I'll definitely be picking them up. So we're going to call it a day. Make sure you come back at noon for Fast Packs. We'll be ripping another pack of 1990 Pro Set football cards. So anyway, thanks again for watching. Really, really do appreciate it. And we will see you at noon.